Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be continuing with part 2 of our playthrough of Manila, The Savage Streets, 1945. This game is designed by Michael Rinella and is published by Take Aim Designs and Revolution Games. And we did part 1, and if you haven't checked that out, I suggest you do so. It covers turns 1 through 4. This is a 9-turn game, so we have 5 turns left to play. And we will be starting with turn 5, and I will be doing probably less explaining and simply just playing through and probably making some mistakes. So as always at the end, if you have comments, feel free to let me know. Even if it's not a correction, I like the comments that aren't corrections probably more. Although the corrections are always welcome because I do make mistakes and forget things occasionally. So let's pick this up with the dawn phase. So in the dawn phase, you would... Oh, that reminds me. One thing I did miss at the end of the last one is we had a sniper here. So that would take our HQ unit here. We roll a 4, which means he can return next turn. So I'm going to stick him on 6 there. That's all we do at the dawn phase here. In case you were wondering about that, a 1 or 2 kills the leader permanently. 3 or 4 means he comes back at the start of the next turn in the dawn phase. 5 or 6 means he comes back immediately. We rolled a 4, so that's where that came from. Now we will roll for our random event. And we roll a 15. A 15, if we look here, you've got Iwabuchi orders breakout. So we haven't had this event yet, but here it is right here. So Iwabuchi breakout. If the player does not control any urban or fort areas, treat as no result. Well, we do. Otherwise, roll 1d6. On a roll of 5 or 6, the player must select one American-controlled urban or fort area containing at least one unit, American unit. The selected area must be adjacent to a Japanese-controlled area. Selected unit or units flip spent and retreat. Remove the American control marker and place an unrevealed Japanese unit of the matching terrain type into the area. The new Japanese unit must not have been previously eliminated in combat. Update the record track as needed. Okay, so what we want to do is not roll a 5 or 6 here. And we rolled a 4. So the 4 is good enough to avoid that. Thank you very much. So let me pull that off because that one was one I did not want to have. All right, so now we have our supply roll here. And that's a decent one. We got a 17. So we put this on the 7 and this on the 10. Now we have 2 units we want to buy out of the out of action box, which will reduce us by 4. So this becomes 13. And you put them back with the unit from whence they came. So that would be this one. Because of the nice color scheme here, you can always find what units they come from. So this guy goes with these guys, I believe. So that leaves us with 13. I am going to spend 1 on morale, or 3 rather, on morale, leaving us with 10. And I'll buy 2 engineer supports, that's 4, and 6 artillery, that's 4, 5, 6, leaving us with 0. And now we go to our combat phase. Let's try here. So we've got the Tondo. They have that gives the Japanese defense an 11. We have 10. A lead unit will be the armored unit, and we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have a 10. We do get a +1 because I was able to get that back, so that gives us an 11. Then we will apply an engineer and an artillery as well. Yeah, so it was 11. Then we added 3 more, so 12, 13, 14, and +1 more for combined arms. It makes it a 15 to 11. So hopefully this will be enough of a margin to allow us to actually win. And we get a 9 and they get a 9. So their 9 gives them 20 and our 9 gives us 24. We win. These guys get flipped to spent because we didn't win by enough to get an overrun. But we do take this area finally. That moves our control marker up to 14. And we continue. We're going to move these guys here, I think. And we'll move them to the Quezon City. Flip that. We see Fanatic 5, our Fanatic. Let's refresh our memory. Combat results a success. It's changed to a stalemate. Ignore if it's a repulse, stalemate, or overrun. So it's a 5 plus 3. Their base defense is an 8. Our attack rating is 5. So that's our lead unit. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a 9 to 8. We will add an artillery to make it a 10 to 8, and we'll roll. Oh, and we get a +1 for morale and another +1 for combined arms. So we're at 12 to 8. And we get a 7 and they get a 9. So their 9 gives them 17. Our 7 gives us 19. We win. We'll do this. We're going to move these guys here for 2 and then in here for 4. So that would be 6 total. They are Elite 7, so they get the 3rd die when we roll. And their defense starts at 10, or is a 10. And our attack will start with the tank, so that gives us a 10 as well. Then we get +1 for morale. And we will add artillery, or engineer and artillery for 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more for the bonus for combined arms. So they get to roll 3. We get only to roll 2. They have a 1, so they'll drop the 1. So the 1 comes out, giving them 7. We have 6. 7 plus 10, of course, is 17. 6 plus 15 is 21. We win, but not by enough for an overrun. But I will still take that. And now what we'll do here is we're going to move these guys here for 2 and then here to the San Lazaro race course. Flip this over. Another Fanatic and a 9. So this is going to be a tough cookie. So that's a 12 and we have a 10 to start. We get 1 for morale to make it 11. Then we have 3 artillery left. And with the Fanatic, they get to... I'm gonna risk this, and I'm not going to give them anything else. We're just gonna roll a straight up here and hope that we outdice them, essentially. And we don't. They get 11, we get 5, so we lose our lead unit. So he goes here. They lose that. They have to retreat. Our morale now gets dropped. And that is that. So let's see, what else? Since I only have 3 artillery left, I was trying to keep those. Let's send these guys here to Pasig. And flip this guy over. Barrage 9. So barrage, we have to place an infantry or armor in the out-of-action box prior to combat. Or spend and retreat. So we'll just drop him in here. We'll use our armor as the lead, giving us a total of 10. They have 12. We have 10. We get they get +1 for the morale. And we don't get a bonus there as well. We will use an artillery. In fact, I'm going to use all 3 artillery just to see if I can even up the odds here. And that gives us 13. So it's 13, 13, simple dice off. And if you watched the first part, you know I rolled really badly for the Americans. So this is likely going to end up being a loss, but we'll take a crack at it. And it is a loss. They beat us by 1. They rolled an 8 and we rolled a 7. So that would give them 21 and give us 20. So they win, we get repulsed. That is pretty much par for the course. So this guy gets removed. These guys have to retreat. And That sucked. And so now we'll just try and knock this guy out. They have a base of 9. We have 4, 5, 6. That's only 7. It's 7 to 9. This is risky, but I'm going to do it. I mean, it's risky because my rolls all suck. So 10 to 7. Again, we lose, and we lose another morale point, and we lose a morale point for that too. So we're down to 7 now. And I'm not even going to bother with this one because that's a 13 and they're a 7 here. So it's like, why bother? I'm not going to even mess with that. We will now flip everybody back over. We go to turn 6, which means our cavalry units are about to lose their armor, unfortunately for me. But we'll do this first, and then we'll worry about that when we get to the dawn phase. Okay, so we go to turn 6. So he comes back, and he goes with these guys. Right? Yeah, he's with them. We're on turn 6. We get the rest of our reinforcements here. 1 to our cavalry, but first we have to remove them. So that guy's leaving. And this guy is also leaving, and that's going to cost us an extra morale point because he was out of the box, or out of action rather. Then we get a new one for our cavalry, so we'll put him with this guy. And we get one for the 37th, and we'll put him here, I guess. And then that is that. Now we roll for our random event. And it is a 10. And a 10 is civilians and refugees, my favorite. I'm going to put that here so I remember that that's going to reduce our attack value by 1. And yeah, things are looking pretty grim right now. Really, to be honest. We have 15. We're on turn 6. And you need 34 to win. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm not going to win. Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good. All right, moving on. We go to our supply phase, so we have to roll. And that's looks like a reasonably decent roll. That is a 12. 15, 17. So 17. Now we have an armored unit to buy out, and I think he came from this one because they lost, and then 2 infantry. So that is 7 total. So that puts us at 10. This guy goes with these guys, I think. Yep. And this guy goes here. So we have 10. So I'm going to buy, again, we'll buy 2 engineers. That costs 4. And we'll buy 6 artillery to spend the remainder of our 10. All right. Combat phase. So let's take these guys. Well, you know what? We're going to start down here because I'm getting frustrated with this situation down here. So I'm going to load up. We're going to attack here. They have 13 plus 1, so they have 14. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 1 is 6. So they got an advantage of 8 right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 engineers to get us to 12, and then 2 artillery to get us to 14, and even up the odds, and just hope that I can finally outdice these guys and actually do something. And we get an 8 and they get a 7, so we actually finally break it and win. Finally. Talk about a burr in my saddle. That was killing me that we could not capture this area. Airborne without any armor support makes things really tough. But we finally captured it. That gives us a control point. So now we're at 16. And so now let's move up to this area. So we have this guy right here. He's got pretty good power. We're going to attack the power plant right here. So that is a, Fanatic 10. Okay, so we have to overrun them, which is basically impossible. So we're just going to have to play this pretty much straight up, I guess, and we're going to lose our lead unit. So I'm going to make that be an infantry unit. I have a 7 tank, but I don't want to, it's going to save me a supply point because we're unlikely to actually win this. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got 14, plus 1 is 15, and we've got 9. Minus 1 is 8. So I'm expecting to get repulsed. I'm not gonna add any support because we're not gonna win this combat. So they got a 9 and we got a 9, so we lose. These guys get spent. My lead unit, my infantry goes there. They go back over here, and they are spent. And we'll try again later when we don't have to deal with that fanatic result. That's going to be a hard one. Maybe we'll skip it and just go here or something. Speaking of going there, we're going to send these guys here. So that's a 12, plus 1 is 13. The attack value is a 9. It's 10 minus 1. So we will add 3 artillery as well to get up to 12. And we will try. And I had a 6 that got knocked into a 3 when the other red came down. So it is a 10-4, which of course is a massive loss. So our tank unit gets eliminated. We go back here. These go away. We lose another morale point. Well, let's try again. So we're going to be 9 again. They're going to be 12 plus 1 is 13. So we're down 4. We have 1 artillery. We'll use it to give us 10. Probably going to lose again. They got a 10. We got 7. So I was right. We lose again. And we'll move these back. This goes over here. We lose another morale point. And we're probably going to lose out on morale here pretty soon. This has gotten really, really bad. To the point where I'm almost considering just not even attacking with this guy. Because they'll have a 12, and he's got 7, 8, 9, 10. So that'll be 12-9. Well, the hell with it. Why not? It's going to be 13-9. I don't have any support. We rolled a 9. They rolled an 8. That is a loss. Put that there. These guys are spent. We lose another morale. And that is, well, we can attack here. And here. Actually, we already attacked here. These are spent. I didn't flip them over. So they get 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 1 is 7. We don't have any support left. Well, they got a 6 and we got a 9. So 6 gives them 16, and 9, guess what, gives us 16 as well. So it's still a stalemate, which means we don't lose anybody. But we also didn't win the area. So that ends the turn. I'm going to move that down. We're down to 2 morale. And we'll flip everybody back over. Not that it really matters. This game is definitely going to be a loss. I will not have enough supply to really do much. And they are killing me with the defense rolls. All right, we go to turn 7. And nothing happening on the dawn here. We don't have any leaders out at least, so we'll roll our random event. And that is a 4 and 3 and 1 is an 8, and an 8 is a pause for the 37th Infantry. So that's about par for the course, par for the course. And now we roll our 4 green for our supply. We get 12, 17, 21. So that's pretty good. I need everything I can get here. So in terms of units, it would be 3, 6, 9, 11 for units. So I am going to spend all of that, leaving me with 10. And then I'm going to buy 3 morale points for 9. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to leave myself with 1 supply for next turn, and I'm not buying any support. So let's put these guys back where they were. So this guy goes here. This guy will go here. And this one also goes to 37th. And this one goes to the 37th as well. Yep. All right. So, well, you know what? I do have 1 supply, so we'll buy 1 artillery support. Why not? And this is not the event. So we don't lose 1 attack point, so that's good, I guess. Although not being able to use the 37th makes things kind of difficult. So we'll attack the William McKinley Reservation here. Barrage 6 plus 2 is 8, so they're going to start with a 9 with their +1 modifier. We have 4, 5, we have 7. So it's 9, 7. And the barrage, of course, we have to either place a unit in the out of action box or flip all units to spent and retreat. So you know what? We're just going to do that. The hell with it. I won't even bother attacking. Probably wouldn't win, so why bother? 6 and 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, and this one again is going to be 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, actually 8. 8. And we'll give them the one support we have, which is 9. So it's fairly even odds. Can we actually roll well enough to make it worthwhile? The answer to that is actually yes. We rolled a 9, they rolled a 3, so our 9 gives us 18. They have 13. Not an overrun, but an overrun wouldn't really do me much good at this point anyway. These guys are spent, but we finally took that there. That gives us another control. 17, let me check, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 15, 16, 17, 18. We have 18. All right. Now, we do have this cavalry unit here. So let's attack Rosario Heights. Ambush 6. So the ambush means we place the lead attacking unit in the out of action after combat resolution. So that's going to be a tank. Actually, that we'll use the infantry. So these are all 5. So we have 5, 6, 7. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the U.S. has 9. The Japanese have 9 as well. Plus 1 is 10. So I don't have any support available. We don't get a bonus for anything. So we're just rolling. And they won. They got a 9-5, so that's going to cost us a morale. We're going to lose our lead unit. And that is that. And then we have this guy here. They've got a 12. We have a 7, 8, 9, 10. So it'll be 13-10. We don't have any support, so I'm not even going to attack with that one. Because it would just end up costing us a morale. And I've pretty much given up on winning. I don't even think it's possible at this point. So I'm actually going to resign the game here, I think, because I don't think there's any way I can win. We have, 18? We need 16. We have 2 turns left, and we need to capture 16 areas. That's not happening. Not even close to possible. So I'm going to resign here and take the loss. But I did want to wrap up the game, finish the playthrough sort of, which I kind of did. But playing it out at this point would just be an exercise in futility. So we will wrap it up here. I do appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you got an idea of how the game plays. The fact that it is difficult, as was Stalingrad. This is not an easy game to win, and neither was Stalingrad. The difference being in Stalingrad, the Germans actually did not win that battle. The Americans did win this battle, but it's still very difficult. My rolls were terrible. Really, really terrible. I feel like they were anyway. You could probably count on one hand how many rolls the Americans won outright. So if it's anything close, the Japanese were going to win, which I guess is good. Defending is typically easier, I guess, in most cases than attacking. But yeah, that's going to do it. Hard game. It's a challenge. If you like challenges, this is a good challenge for you. Some of these events will really knock your plans askew, especially when you roll 2 pauses for your best unit, the 37th Infantry, which I did twice. That is your most powerful unit, and having that get knocked out for 2 turns, really, really hard. Once here and once earlier in the game is when that happened. So that will do it. As always, if you have comments, please let me know. Please consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing to help the channel. If you would, that would be greatly appreciated. But either way, hopefully you come back and check out future entries here on the Hexed Encounter channel. For now, that will do it. I thank you for watching. My name is Joe. This again is Hexed Encountered, and until next time, happy gaming.